Anyway, guys, welcome everyone. Let's get back into the game. To game number 1 in the third set of the day, Valas versus KingstoNe. We're gonna change the name over here really quickly. And the color as well. We're gonna have KingstoNe in the blue. Perfect. Actually, you know what? We are going to do the other way around. We are going to have Valas in blue, and we're going to have KingstoNe in red. Makes a little bit more sense given the flags. An Austrian company not invited an Argentinian streamer. Austrian company. Is that Red Bull Wololo, or is that the company who's organizing that thing? I'm not really sure actually, like internally, how Red Bull Wololo Legacy is working in terms of who's organizing it. It's technically hosted by Red Bull Wololo, but I don't know if they are inviting the same, or if they are having the same people who organized the 5th edition, organize the 7th one as well, which was the very essence. Red Bull Austrian. Okay, thank you. Anyway, you're going to keep the calls like this. I hope you don't mind. While we take a look at the scout engagement over here, which should be favoring Valas for sure. I'm going to a new prediction. So who wins game number 1? Option 1 is going to be Valas, so it's the blue option. And option 2 is going to be KingstoNe. Predictions are open for 5 minutes. And let's take a look. Just as I say that, though, we're going to see a villager go down already from KingstoNe. And he does have a counter push coming up over here, but he's been unable to do any damage just yet. There's a scout over here from Valas providing defenses. We might see the villager, though. I think if KingstoNe committed to the villager, he would have been able to get it. However, now Valas is in a position where he might be able to start getting a bunch of extra villagers over here before the scouts get cleaned up. Actually, never mind. Gets pushed away by KingstoNe, and the game kind of stabilizes right now. Notice the kidney bean base that KingstoNe's going for over here, the walls that he's going for. And Valas, on the other hand, Valas is going for the walls towards the edge of the map. This will not make a huge difference. Because of the way that the resources are generated for Valas, this is still exposed. This. And this is still going to be exposed, so this is just going to give him some extra surface area to work with. Gold's on the back over there for Valas, which is good. Meanwhile, the gold is kind of forward for KingstoNe, so that's always going to be a struggle. Nice, another villager pick. That's a lot of scouts over here, though. I think 5 minutes is probably a little bit too much for us to leave the stream open for, given how quickly these games can snowball out of hand. Although, to be fair, KingstoNe is not really that far behind yet, right? He's about 3 villages behind. But it's not the worst. Gave 10 puntos to KingstoNe for KingstoNe, so yeah. It's good that somebody's going for it. But this is probably not the best set to enable predictions on if it's going to keep on going like this. So far, it's been better for Valas. Not to say that KingstoNe is not able to come back from this position. It's just to say that Valas seems to be performing a little bit better currently. We haven't talked about civilizations too much. Valas is playing with Franks and KingstoNe is playing with Sicilians. And this is not really too good for Sicilians. I'm liking Franks over here significantly more so, and I gotta kind of wonder why KingstoNe has decided to go for Sicilians over here. I don't really know what the plan was for him. Maybe he was expecting a different civilization from Valas, but this matchup is kind of rough. Better for you on KingstoNe? Yeah. You're underestimating KingstoNe. When we hit Castle Age, you will see he is incredibly good at saving his units. Okay. Should be able to click out to the Castle Age very soon. Managed to get the 1 village lead, but obviously Valas is significantly faster to the Castle Age. So let's check. Nice defense for Valas. Castle Age is on the way finally for KingstoNe. Val's gonna be there in 15 seconds. He should be able to catch up for the villagers that KingstoNe's been able to get ahead by. And potentially surpass him as well. He's got enough resources to go for a second TC, so it should be a no-brainer. Mainly because he already has both stables up over here. If he goes for the second TC, and he doesn't even need to commit to full villager training. He can just go for double stable production, and then he can go for the second TC villager production only when he's got the resource to go for it. If he's hoping to go for full aggression in any case, but wouldn't be surprised to see him play for economy and try to play for the later stages of the game. KingstoNe, on the other hand, he's gonna be in the castle age in only a minute and a half. So it'll take some time before he gets there, and I don't see any extra buildings, so a barracks, one stable, and one archer range, and that's about it. There we go. Beautiful. Castle Age is going to be here. Having said that, he does not need many. He does not need many of those small victories to win here. He's got him there. Second TC is coming up. And he does still have some scouts forward, but Valas was keeping track of these units, and he realized some time before the units got in. He went for the palisades over here just in time, the one palisade. Meanwhile, Valas finally has gone for the extra TC in KingstoNe. Well, he's getting the TC up over here just now. 4 extra villages for Valas is not a huge amount. So KingstoNe can definitely go for economy over here and get ahead. He's got the third TC coming up. It's kind of rough though still. Yeah, it's definitely kind of rough still. Because Valas got significantly more military units, he's gonna start going for monks right now, and everything seems to point at Valas going for full pressure over here. Does not want to play for economy over here. Does not want to play for the later stages. Instead, yeah, he's just going for full aggression over here. This is really interesting. We have pikemen already out for KingstoNe. They're going to deal full bonus damage against these units. Meanwhile, Valas, if he brings any pikemen forward, he wouldn't be able to do anywhere near as much damage to KingstoNe's units, so he's bringing knights instead. I think if you... not knights, sorry, monks. I think if you convert the Sicilian knights, you're also going to inherit their power, right? So when you fight with converted Sicilian knights against pikemen, they are going to take less bonus damage. Is that correct? I think that is the case. But so far, there have been no knights from KingstoNe whatsoever, so that's not something that Valas is going to be able to do. That is not the case, so it's tied to the civilization, not to the unit. Thank you. I wasn't really sure because it seemed like a weird stat to have for the unit, but I don't know, because they have been adding new attributes to the units ever since the E came out. Wasn't really sure. Well, in any case, it's not going to happen. No knights coming out for KingstoNe. He was queuing up one before, but he cancelled it. And honestly, that stable was about to go down, so it makes sense as well. Just full pikemen for KingstoNe. Plus, with the third TC, he's catching up very soon in villager count. It's gone for wheelbarrow, as Valas is only now going for wheelbarrow. So, yeah, it seems like KingstoNe is catching right back up. And while Valas managed to get a little bit of a lead before getting to the castle age, it seems to be kind of vanishing right now. Conversions coming up now for KingstoNe. He's going for it. It's getting 3 conversions. He's connecting 1, 2. He gets 2 conversions over here. 3 conversions. He gets them all. And still able to hold on just fine as the HP pulls higher for Valas' army. We do have pikemen over here though still for KingstoNe. 4 and 4. No, actually we have 8 over here for KingstoNe, just not send them all forward. Good reaction for KingstoNe on the left hand side as well. Realize about the knights right away. There we are. There we go. I'm a player, but I think Valas should keep the knights on the field for a while. But build towards X-Men. Plus some bar cannon. X-Men with bar cannons. Could work. Yeah. Kingstone's most likely going to stick to, you know, pikemen. So that's good. Yeah, the only thing that I'm thinking about is Sicilians potentially just going for full cavalry. Hand cannoneer and throwing axemen alone probably wouldn't suffice against that. But he's got some monks over here still, and I guess if he just went for a few extra pikes into the mix alongside the hand cannoneer and throwing axemen, that'd be a little bit better. Yeah, but Kingston's not going for any cavalry. He's just been going for full pikeman production. It's got triple barracks. Man, this pressure from Valas is incredible. He's been capitalizing on the hill for so long. He's taking the archer range down. He's going to take the stable down. And I'm not really sure actually if he would have enough range. Let me take a look at the range of the TC. The mountain is going to be 1 extra range. Now, there's not enough range for the mountains to still take advantage of the hill and take on the TC over here. They're just 1 tile too far away. But, oh, KingstoNe! What is going on? He did not pay attention down south, and we have the 1 knight over here getting a bunch of villagers. This is really rough. 6 villager picks from a single knight is remarkable from Valas. Now he's going after the Imperial Achievement. Well, KingstoNe realizes now, but he's already taken a lot of losses. Despite being on 3-4 TCs, actually. He's been unable to get a substantial lead himself, and at this point in time, Valas was able to catch up himself with 4 TCs as well. So, it's looking good for the Bull player. This engagement is probably not looking the best for the Bull player, for sure. But Valas has been able to rack up enough resources to go up to the Imperial Age, and once he gets there, he's got 10 stone miners, he's got the first castle coming up, and once he gets there, he'll be able to go forward, take the castle down over here. Yeah, it's gonna be good. KingstoNe's gotta be careful over there. For a moment, I thought he might have taken down his own foundation, but no. He's going for the castle on the left. Interesting to see how it plays out. It does feel like Valas' game to lose. Yeah, absolutely agreed. Only 45 seconds left for Valas to hit the next stage. And KingstoNe, on the other hand, will... He's got iron casting coming up. Not anywhere near enough resources to go up to the Imperial Age, and Valas has just been resetting the HP of his army, going for more and more knights. It seems like he's going to go for the power play over here, a full knight production, so he's got triple stable. Actually, he's got more than triple stable, he's just producing front 3, but he's got up to 7 stables over here to take advantage of, and once he gets... Chainbarred in armor is not absolutely necessary over here. I would probably prefer for him to go for iron casting, but he's going for Cavalier right now, which is still going to be so good. For Franks specifically, because they get 20% extra HP on cavalry units as opposed to having to go for Bloodlines, which gives you a flat 20. This will actually leave his Cavalier in a much better position in terms of HP, so... Yeah, I do like the upgrade. He's going forward though, he's completely ignoring the pikeman push. With these 16 knights, soon to become Cavalier. Now conscription coming up, he'll be able to get raids going over here and to start queuing a lot, or actually start getting a lot of extra Cavalier out pretty quickly. So here he comes, and KingstoNe realizes about this. This is a great position for Valas to attack, and recognizing the fact that KingstoNe would still be exposed over here, as KingstoNe has all his military units forward, right? And he was trying to go for full pressure. Allows Valas to get a lot of damage done over here, and with these knights already getting 25, 26 kills over here, KingstoNe calls a GG, and Valas gets game number 1 to get a lead in the series 1-0. Let's go and take a look at the achievements really quickly. What do we get? We're gonna have a very nice KD, better than 2-1 for Valas. For economy, on the other hand, we have a stronger economy for Valas as well, collecting about 5,000 extra resources, close to it. And while the villager count was a little bit higher for KingstoNe at its max, at the end, the villager count was starting to go in favor of Valas, and it was just going to be downhill from here for KingstoNe. So he calls it GG. It makes sense. Valas takes game number 1 then. Let's go back. There we go. Here we go. And welcome everyone then to game number 2. Gonna be using the same colors as before. So red for KingstoNe, blue for Valas. And yeah, Valas with Cumans over here is going to start going for double archer ranges from the get-go. It's going to be a pretty strong military production over here, but of course there is also the possibility for him to go eventually for a TC once he gets his economy in shape. KingstoNe, on the other hand, he's going for the 1 archer range over here. Alright. Second archer range on the way now for KingstoNe as well. Interesting. He shouldn't really be able to keep up over here. Until he gets to the castle age, he's not really going to have anything going for him. Once he gets to the castle age, the stable units will be cheaper, but right now it's a little bit of a struggle. Yeah, he shouldn't be able to do too much. Here come the archers. The 1 archer from KingstoNe, he's coming with a spearman over here as well. You on the right hand side, Valas going with archers 4 because he had a head start in double archer ranges. He didn't manage to get archers out sooner, so he's got 4 archers moving forward versus just the 1 archer over here from KingstoNe. Beddings? Oh, right! We are going to enable them only for 2 minutes though, because this can be so quickly. This can so quickly turn into one player's, in favor of 1 player. So who wins game number 2? The predictions are going to be open for only 2 minutes, guys. There we go. Go for it. There we go. Perfect. There isn't really too much happening right now. Valas managed to get the second TC up, so from this point onwards, the Bull player is simply going to start pulling ahead in economy by quite a bit. So, KingstoNe needs to make a play for the castle age. He needs to make a play for full pressure in the castle age. And it's looking very similar to what we saw in the previous set. So, I am not too sure this is going to work out. If this doesn't work out though, I'm gonna have to start wondering, is it even possible to counter Cumans on this map? Sebastian went all in with full pressure in the previous set and it was just insufficient. So now it's going to be KingstoNe's turn to try and make a play for full castle pressure, so we'll see what we get. There we go. KingstoNe's getting close. Going for skirmishes right now, though, is really delaying him quite a bit. He's gone for 6 skirmishers, and he needs to utilize the market in order to balance his economy and click up, but Valas has already managed to get a 6 villager lead. So by the time KingstoNe gets to the castle age, that's going to go up from 7 to 18 extra villagers for Valas. Yeah, and KingstoNe's not forward. He's not really in a position to do too much damage. As a matter of fact, Valas is getting a much better trade over here, getting the archers down as the skirmishers from KingstoNe were too far away, kind of out of position. Yeah, Valas walks away now. He goes back with the archers, but KingstoNe might finally be able to start putting some pressure. The big issue with this is, of course, the fact that he's got mostly skirmishers and only 3 archers. Wouldn't really be able to do too much damage, so he needs either more archers, which he's not going for, or maybe just try and cook up a transition to cavalry, and he's going to cook up a transition to cavalry. He's got the first table coming up, and ideally, I would like to see a second stable come up and then send the villager forward as well to get a siege workshop. Second wave of units coming over from Valas. Unlikely that he'll be able to do too much as KingstoNe still has some defensive skirmishers. I think how does he know about the archers? I think he was probably just expecting another wave of units because of the way or because of the angle the first wave of archers came through. He was probably expecting some new units to come over the right hand side. And yeah, this is very good. This is very good game understanding from KingstoNe. A little bit of game sense, a little bit of game understanding, and he's not really finding out where the archers are, but he's going to right now as there they are. Valas will try to make this work. And there we go. 4 siege workshops coming up now for KingstoNe, so this is what I want to see. He's making the transition, full night production over here from 2 stables plus the 4 siege workshop coming up. Could be good for KingstoNe, but I'm really sure if it's going to be good enough. Valas at this point has managed to get already a 17 villager lead, plus 2 villagers going down over here from KingstoNe. Will increase that lead to 18 extra villagers and make that 19 extra villagers. And the Knights they are out of position. He was forced into using the Knights defensively, so only now he's sending those units forward. Yeah. They were fairly close, so to say. Stable on the way now for Valas. He already was on 2, so that's gonna be the 3rd stable. So yeah, if this doesn't really work from KingstoNe, I gotta wonder, how do you really counter Kumas on this map? This is what I would have liked to see from KingstoNe, and he's going for it. This is what I would have liked to see from Sebastian. Sebastian went for it, but he couldn't make it work. Is KingstoNe going to have what it takes to make this work against Valas? We'll see. He's targeting the villagers over here, targeting the TCs, gotta be careful. And here we are. So a few mishaps over here for KingstoNe, having to delay his push a little bit because of Valas' 4 units. But it doesn't really delay his push by too much. He does in the end still manage to get the mountain forward. He's got crossbows, he's got knights over here. He needs to keep on going for more units though, and he doesn't really seem to have the means to do it. Or at the very least, he actually has the resources, just not queued up anything anymore. And the mantle going down over there to Valas' defensive knights is huge, as now Valas will be able to keep the second TC up just fine. And with a much stronger economy that he's got right now, if he's able to keep production, or at the very least, partially keep production from all 3 stables over here, he should be able to defend himself against KingstoNe just fine. Beautiful. Extra TC coming up on the right. It's gonna be the 3rd TC. This is a lot of pressure from KingstoNe. He still has the military lead. The conversions are coming up over here, and Valas gets away with the conversion over there. We're gonna see overall 11 knights for Valas versus 8 knights for KingstoNe. Because Valas playing defensive over here, all his knights are going to be in the correct position. Meanwhile, KingstoNe might actually have some knights still on the way. Or maybe back home. No, he's got everything forward himself as well. Plus some camels, which can be good, but then again, Valas can go for his own camels, or alternatively, he can keep on trying to get the conversions. So yeah, I like the pressure from KingstoNe in theory as well. But it still remains to be seen if it's going to suffice. Humans have been incredibly strong on maps like this before. And Valas, specifically as a player as well, is also pretty good in these positions. Should be able to defend himself. We'll see. Goes for a tower. I like it. It's gonna be good. It's kind of out of position over there for KingstoNe for a little bit, but Yeah, Valas cannot get a proper surround going yet, so... With the tower coming up, that TC is protected currently, and that's another monk. This is the second monk, I think, that KingstoNe loses to both these buildings. We need more siege, so he's got the second mana coming over. And the second TC came out for KingstoNe, which I like as well. Doesn't need to go for 3 or 4 TCs, just try and play catch up in economy. That's just going to do him... Just going to be a... the service, right, for KingstoNe. So 2 TCs alone is fine. And as long as he can keep on producing more military units, that should be good still. So let's see if he can take on the TC. Oh, third TC coming out for KingstoNe. Okay. Well, I'm not the biggest fan of this. If he had taken a few villages down already, then maybe that's a position where he can actually try and start pulling a hidden villager count. But at this point, it's just going to be playing catch up, and it's going to hurt his ability to keep on pushing over here if he stops producing military in lieu of going for more villagers. So yes. Yeah. Valas has been able to get a bunch of defensive units up. He's going for Bloodlines right now and Blocking Arrow. Blocking Arrow will give the tower extra range. There we go. And with Bloodlines, he might actually be able to turn around and take the engagement. We'll see. That's going to be 16 knights for Valas versus 14 cavalry units for KingstoNe with 8 knights and 6 camels. He's coming over right now. He's going to go after the monks over there right away. Those were some great ground attacks though from KingstoNe. So a lot of HP went down for these knights, but he's still going to turn around and take the engagement because he's got the tower over here with Blocking Arrow. He's got the TC over there. KingstoNe realizes and bails, but this is really good. Valas has been able to hold on really well. He's got a 30 TC up himself right now as well, so it's no longer the case that KingstoNe is ahead in TC count even. It's going to give the tower extra range, not the TC. The TC is always going to be 6 range. Did I say it was going to give the TC extra range? That was clearly a mispicking. There is no way anyone's going to think that. Yeah, it's just going to make the TC stronger in any case, but it's not going to give any extra range. And yeah, you said he was one fight away from losing to a stronger economy. Well, that fight got very close to losing KingstoNe the game. He bailed just in time before getting completely cleaned up, but he went down in military count quite a bit. It's gonna try once again. Blackman upgrade is coming up now for Valas as well, so if he cannot make the knight play work, fights are going to be a big struggle for KingstoNe for sure. Red Player does have a 4 TC though. Yeah, and the ground attacks were pretty good from KingstoNe as well, but Valas has done a really good job sustaining his army. Got 4 monks. Here we go. Beautiful. One of the best user healing monks I've seen. Valas hasn't lost a knight for ages. Yeah. Look at just the 1 monk over here. Oh, okay, there we go. He's bringing the extra monks over here. Now this is a lot better. Everybody healing the monks. Healing with the monks, rather. And here comes the engagement. He was trying to flank the monks over there. He couldn't really do it, though. Now the monks are trying to target the conversions, and the knights are coming over. Plus, pikemen over here might be enough for Valas to take the engagement as he's going and taking the manas down. KingstoNe's unable to keep on putting pressure against the TCs anyway, without any siege anymore. He gets pushed away. He's just going to bail over here. and try to push back in the Imperial Age. He's trying to get the resources to go up, and once he gets there, he's going to get a 20% discount on stable unit production. The problem for him, though, is that Valas already has a stronger than 20% stronger economy, so I don't know. He can just balance his economy in such a way that he keeps up with military production. Plus, he's been going very heavily into pikemen over here, while Kingstone, just cavalry, will be easily countered by these units. This is one of those sad games where it feels like it's just a matter of time. I remember these games versus Humans were always so painful like this. You know, I think Kingstone's pressure could have been a little bit better. Definitely there were a few mistakes here and there, miss microing and whatever. But I do agree that it's so much harder to make the push work against humans than it is for humans to defend themselves. So it's a very strong civilization for this map. I don't think they are invincible, but I think you need to have like a perfect push for it to work against them. It's so much easier to defend with humans than to push against them in this situation. So coming in with humans over here and getting away with the second TC in the field age without dying is already going to leave you in a very good spot. So I'm kind of wondering if we are going to see humans get banned a lot more because of this. Might be the case. But it's going to be the case in either the next two sets or the main event already, as the qualifiers are already kind of over. It's risky, but I think Kingstone should have just taken the fight earlier and hope he eradicates Valas' army. It's hard to find out. Yeah, I don't think he ever got like a very strong military lead, right? So yeah, you're right. It would have been risky. Maybe it would have worked, but honestly, it's a toss in my opinion. It could have worked, it could not have worked. If it didn't work, we probably would have thought maybe he should have waited until he massed more units, right? But Valas was able to keep production going himself as well, so it's kind of like a lose-lose situation. Or a maybe win / lose-lose situation for Kingstone, and he gets to the Imperial Age now, so he's going to get a boost in the discount. 20% cheaper stable units right now. He's going for Bracer, he's going for Ballistics, and he doesn't really have... Yeah, he doesn't really seem to be thinking of going for any extra cavalry beyond just the camel archers, right? So it's really good for Valas. He's going up to the Imperial Age and he's got a much stronger population with a higher worker count, a higher military count. And yeah, we'll see. I think Valas from this point onwards might be able to take it. Yeah. I don't know if he can make it work now. In hindsight, whatever he went for, probably would have been bad anyway. I'm not really sure. I remember once upon a time I had one of the highest bone counts, but I bet it's changed now. Yeah, most likely. Here we are. Imperial Age is here now for Valas, and what does he go for? Halberdier, right away. Pikeman's be working out pretty well, so he's going for Halberdier, he's going for Cavalier right now as well, and Kingstone is going for Casbah. So the castles will work a little bit faster, well, significantly faster actually, but it's got only 2. Oh, McRabbit camels! On the way now for Kingstone as well. Interesting. McRabbit camels... That's going to kind of, not 100%, but that's going to kind of substitute the monks in a sense. Nice picks. Extra cast coming up on the left hand side. You know, with McGrabby camels, if he goes for full camel archer production over here, he's going for heavy camel riders right now, which can be really strong, especially as camels don't get it. But yeah, standard camels over here and camel archers with McGrabby might actually be really good. He can kite, and any damage that he takes, well, the units are going to be healing themselves up. Conscriptions coming out for Valas now instead. Chainmail armor and Blade Barden armor. There we are. Yeah, it's going to have both. The order is, I guess, backwards, but yeah, it's going to have both. Fantastic. Yeah, the villagers are starting to go down now. Some nice picks over there for Valas. But KingstoNe is looking a little bit better right now. He's managed to get the score lead. He's gonna get to 200 population very soon. And well, there is a trebuchet push over here from Valas against the castle. If KingstoNe brings all his units over the left-hand side, he should be able to get a better trade over here. However, he will need to defend the right-hand side too. So he's starting to get some stone walls over here. Ideally, he would have gone for the stone walls a little bit further away so that the castle does not get potentially targeted anyway. But this is good still. And it's not like he can actually connect the wool line to the edge of the map anyway because of the stone area over here. So yeah, it's never really going to be truly possible for him to defend with full walls on one side. He needs to keep some military over there as well. But here comes the engagement! He's not really kiting too effectively over here, though. He was trying to go back towards the castle, but that's actually giving Valas so much time to keep on doing damage to the castle over here. I'm not the biggest fan of it. There we go. Fantastic. This is starting to look a little bit better now for KingstoNe. Might actually be able to clean all the units up over here on the left-hand side. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, there isn't really too much of a pressure coming up for Valas at all. He's going for Paladin. He's got the Paladin upgrade right now, but these are heavy camels. The Cavalier on their own right, we're not going to do anything against the heavy camels, so the Paladin are not going to change that. So they are going down right now, and the Camel Archers have done a really good job against the Halberdier, and these Paladins just go straight into the ground, and that was not even close. As KingstoNe gets to 200 population, starts putting pressure right now, starts making the push. He's got the bombard cannon over here. Is this it? Is this it? Is this the counted Kumans? KingstoNe just playing for the later stages? Interesting. There we are. Beautiful. Not expect this after the Lookborn push in Castle Age? Yeah. But KingstoNe's got it to a pretty decent position. This is basically a hideout game, right? With the exception that players cannot actually go for full walls right on the sides. Interesting. What is KingstoNe doing over here? He's trying to wall his starting base? There isn't really too much over here for him to defend. Yeah, I have no idea what KingstoNe's trying to do over there. However, though, big engagements taking place on the left-hand side. A lot of halberdier over there, paladin over here as well. Many of the camels are going forward straight into the trebuchet. He's trying to take these down, and I think he's going to be able to do it. Yes, sir. 2 out of 3 trebuchets go down. The camels are going to be there over still. However, the castle ends up pushing the final few camels away, and the paladin over here did a really good job pushing the camel archers away. Now, the camels are inside the castle. They have not died. There we are. Fantastic. But this is still a pretty interesting situation on the left-hand side. One of the trebuchets has survived for Valas. Him lunges. Go KingstoNe. KingstoNe, I think he will be the first Mexican player to, ever make it to one of these international LAN events. If I'm not wrong anyway. I think. That'll be interesting for sure. Here come the Rams though. The train of pain is coming in from Valas. Only 4, so it's gonna be a mini train. But I'll take it. Here come the wagons. Choo-choo. Oh boy. Yeah, definitely yesterday's stream had took a toll on my voice. Yeah, hopefully I'll be better tomorrow. Nice push. Mangle is there though. The quick wall's coming up for KingstoNe to protect the mangonel. He's got Hazard. I don't think he needs the mangonels actually. What do we have inside the Rams over here? Halberdier, right? Okay, it works. And the castle's staying up for the time being. Left hand side. Another big push with the paladin coming in once again. Trying to dive straight into the trebuchet. Not quite, just taking an engagement against the units. He should be able to still take the trebuchet down though. And he's going to be the only player left with the trebuchet over here. However, KingstoNe's got a good amount of units. Oh, murder holes. Nice. The elusive murder hole upgrades, murder holes upgrade, sorry, gets research over here by KingstoNe. So that'll make this castle significantly harder to take down. And it's absolutely crucial for him as the castles are so instrumental to his army composition. If he's gonna keep on going for camel archers, that is. He's getting hoarding right now as well. He's gotten masonry already. He's gotten hoarding, which is great. Just waiting for the trebuchets to come out, and a little bit of a stronghold over here situation for gold players. Second trebuchet is coming out, nice. Castle's already kind of half HP, so these trebs shouldn't take too long to take it down. Here we are. Yeah, this is really, really good. Here we go. Fantastic. Given how Castle went, he's made more of a game of it than expected. Yeah, absolutely agreed. I really thought the game was over after Valas was able to hold on against the push from KingstoNe in the Castle Age, but KingstoNe did a really good job keeping out overall, going up to the Imperial Age faster, getting all the upgrades, keeping the castles up as well. He's got another castle coming up over here, and he's got enough resources to go for yet another castle as well, so he could potentially make a play for a 6th castle if he wanted to. And then on the right hand side, the Mangonel is still protected by the stone wall, so this was a play for the future from KingstoNe, and he's got a second Mangonel coming over as well he could potentially protect. I like it that he tries to get the Mangonel on the right hand side, so if he then goes for walls around the right, that'll be good, but no, he's just going for, okay, yeah, it's fine. This is still going to be enough for him to protect the castle. And meanwhile on the up, The upper part of the map, 200 population for KingstoNe, a lot of camel archers, an extra castle on the way, and a bunch of stables coming up. So he's gone for the Hussar upgrade already. He should be able to start spamming units. Given how cheap the units are going to be for KingstoNe, they are fully upgraded as well. And Valas, well, Valas been going for Halberdier. He's been going for Hussar himself. The difference over here is that the Halberdier are never really going to do too much in terms of putting pressure. So he's going to be confined to playing defensive as long as the majority of his army is comprised of Halberdier. Or Halberdier, sorry, Halberdier comprised the majority of his army. So this is a very good position for KingstoNe. It's going to be very micro-intensive for him to take care of his units. There we go. But as long as he's able to do it, he's able to keep the numbers high. I don't think there's a way for Valas to defend against the push over here now, is there? Beautiful. Did they get some sleep? 4:45 a.m. Wake up tomorrow? Oh yeah, I thought that there was no way that it's that late right now. So gotta wake up early. Okay, Bailo. I'll see you next time. As you know, the VODs are going to be available, as always. And that's how... What is this castle from KingstoNe, though? Hold on. Can he actually pull this off? Where are the villagers coming from, by the way? Is he trying to push from the right or from the left? He's not sending villagers from the right-hand side. It's just going to be from the left. And the Magnals went out over here from KingstoNe. I'm really sure why. He's gone for fortified stone walls. Yeah, I have no idea why now. He's got only one mana left. He's got to go for one more. He's got 2 more queued ups. That's good. He should be able to keep the castle up over here in any case. And then he's trying to go for this one. I don't like this. This is extremely risky from KingstoNe. Let's check. Yeah, he's defending this castle really well. For the most part, the trebuchet is still there. So the castle might eventually end up going down, but he's actually getting away with this. Come on, man. Valas keeps on sending Halberdier straight past the villagers. He realizes about this a little bit too late, and with the castle coming up and Valas' current population looking the way it does, it's looking like KingstoNe might actually be onto something over here. Might end up taking game number 2. And might end up finally taking on Kumas on this map for a change. And thus setting a precedence for the future. Castle's too ballsy. Is it even necessary? It's not necessary, but it's in a nice position for him to keep the push going, right? So around the castle, he can go for extra stables and whatever like this. So whatever he goes for over here, the castle is going to provide protection. So this makes it very hard for Valas once the raid begins to keep his economy working. KingstoNe's he's got a little bit of an issue right now though, which is that he's in 200 population. He's locked at 200 population, so it's very hard for him to actually produce the units from the stables he's gone for. He's gotta send the units forward and start losing a few more so that he actually gets more space to keep on going for more. Yeah, just like this. Keep on sending the Hussar, just lose a few of these and keep on going for more. It's unfortunately taking too long for him to get the production going though, simply because of the population issues, so he's going to most likely end up losing all the stables and the castles too. Hey Seba, how are you doing? Hi, welcome back. I hope you're doing alright, hope everything's going well for you. There is definitely still momentum for KingstoNe though, and Valas has officially run out of gold as well. If we take a look at the available gold for him, he's got just the one tile over here with only 3 gold left, and then there's another one over here, but this one is already controlled by KingstoNe because of the castle. So things are looking pretty good. Another pile of gold over here as well for Mr. KingstoNe. Is going to provide him with extra gold to keep on production with. And it's not going to last forever, don't get me wrong. Eventually KingstoNe will eventually run out of gold himself, or access to gold. But for the time being, this might be just enough to completely suppress Valas. If you take a look at the Bull player, he's on 132 population. If he goes under that, to 120 or so, I'm not really sure if there's going to be a possibility for Valas to come back into this game. He's even gone down to 27 food workers only, and with the Hazar roaming around and raiding around, it's pretty difficult for Valas to even go for Hazar, which is about the only unit he could go for over here that he will be able to use to do any damage to KingstoNe, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be a possibility for him, so he's going under 120 pop in a moment. And I think as we drop to under 120 pop, 58 minutes into the game, it might be time for Valas to call it GG, and KingstoNe has just played a very interesting game for game number 2. I was not expecting this to be the outcome, given how the game went in the Castle Age, right? So yeah, KingstoNe is taking game number 2, equalizing the set, and taking a look at the achievements over here really quickly. We're gonna see a better than 3 to 2 KD ratio for KingstoNe. Did it matter? No, because Valas' economy was stronger. The trades were not that bad for Valas for the most part, and he also sustained his economy a lot better as well. Especially for gold. 5,000 extra gold compared to Valas. Well done! Burris OP. Burris OP confirmed. Cumans need they need a buff. But against Hindustanis have become a different civilization over here. They are, in my opinion, stronger now. Still get Shatagni. Still get strongest camels in the game. 25% faster attacking makes them very, very dangerous. Plus, they still save on villagers and get bonus damage with the camels against buildings and light cavalry even against the buildings. So I don't know. I don't think this is necessarily going to be one-sided because of a civilization matchup. I think this one could definitely go either way. Let's enable predictions as well for game number 3. Predictions will be on for about 5 minutes, given this map is usually much slower to start compared to some of the other maps. So yeah, for 5 minutes you'll be able to utilize your channel points to predict who you think is going to win game number 3 and have the chance of getting a lot of extra channel points for more predictions in the future and eventually point rewards rather. Let's see. There we go. Just walls for everyone. This really reminds me of slopes a little bit. What are point rewards? Well, I haven't really decided what that is that I'm going to do with those, but I guess probably just going to be a soundboard, some animations, perhaps. Maybe changing the player, maybe changing the streams, over the stream's overlay hue, perhaps as well. Yeah, it's the only thing I can think of. Never videos? Yeah, some animations. The only animation that I can think of currently, by the way, is just the ram train. I already have the ram. I just need to animate it, and I need to make, like, actually render the animation and add sound effects to it. And then I will need to set up my overlay so that it's actually possible for you to use it. But yeah, that's not the highest priority right now. Market on the way for KingstoNe. He'll be able to go up to the Castle Age very soon. Meanwhile, Valas is going after the Castle Age already. So much earlier. What are the difference between both these civilizations? Hindustanis, they get a discount on villagers that's going to keep on increasing the longer the game goes. It starts at 10% and goes out to 25% depending on the age. Besides that, their camels are incredible. Attacking 25% faster as well, right? And yeah, Chinese on the other hand, they're not going to say resources on villager creation, but they will say resources on upgrades. They get 10, 15, and 20% cheaper upgrades in the Feudal Castle and Imperial Age. So all the upgrades he's gone for right now, he's paid less resources for compared to Valas. Although Valas not gone for Horse Color, so it's not quite comparable yet. In any case, Valas still manages to rack up enough resources to go up to the Castle Age so much faster compared to KingstoNe. And we'll see if he can actually do anything with a faster Castle Age though, but this is gonna be a very nice... There we are. It's gonna be a very nice villager pick over here. Probably shouldn't have been a thing, but it's really good for KingstoNe. Didn't know this was a thing? Yeah! You can use the channel points and exchange them for certain rewards. And I haven't really set up any rewards, so the ones that you see right now are just standard rewards. One thing that I think I can do is I can make like custom modifications for the emotes, right? So instead of having the little hand over there, the pointing hand, the thinking hand, I think I can add my custom graphics, but I'm not 100% sure. I will have to take a look at it once again. Anyway, with the Castle Age here, already Valas is going for the 4 Siege Workshop, a second TC on the left hand side. So it's gonna try and work for economy, but also put some pressure at the same time, and that's gonna be very interesting to see. KingstoNe, on the other hand, is getting to the Castle Age in the next 15 seconds, so we'll see what he goes for. He's got enough resources to go for a TC or a Siege Workshop. He's gonna have to choose one or the other. I think it's probably just going to be the TC. Let's see. Arrow, Crossman, on the way for KingstoNe. Yeah, and he's sending villagers over the right hand side to get a TC up, and Valas got vision of these villagers, so he's sending some units already, the crossbows. It's really bad. KingstoNe's going to lose the villagers over here for sure, guaranteed. And as a matter of fact, I probably would have preferred for Valas to send just 4 crosses over here and then keep the rest over here so that he can keep on putting pressure alongside the siege. But in any case, it's just going to make it a little bit easier, a little bit faster for him to get the village down. And I guess if he had sent 4 only, these crossbows coming over from KingstoNe would have been able to take care of those 4 crossbows. So in the end, it works out for Valas to just send everything, even if it delays his push a little bit. And instead of putting pressure against KingstoNe's base, now he's going to bring the Magnal over to try and take on the crossbows. He doesn't have ballistics yet. KingstoNe doesn't have ballistics. Yeah, and the defensive siege workshop's coming out for KingstoNe over here. Not in the best location, mind you. This could get denied. Not the best trade over there for Valas. Yeah, and he's going after the DC again. Beautiful. Good defense for KingstoNe. Oh, that is a great shot, though! Completely changes the engagement. And even though the Magnal goes down, now Valas got more crosses left over here. And ends up pushing KingstoNe away. That was a great shot. An engagement changing Magnal shot. Plus, both these villagers probably going down very soon as well. Let's see. Yeah. Beautiful. With the Magnal over there, he should be able to push the villagers away. There's a defensive Magnal over here for KingstoNe, and the crossbow count I think is kind of similar for both players. Yeah. Good shot. Yeah, and it seems like the TC's coming up in the end. Well played. KingstoNe's getting away with the TC over there. Unfortunately for him, though, Valas has already gone for the third TC on the left-hand side. He's managed to get ahead by 21 villagers at this point. And even though KingstoNe did manage to get an extra TC up on the back of his base, and he's gonna be out to 3 TCs as well himself. As long as Bull players are able to keep all 3 TCs working, we know that's going to signify the same villager lead for Valas for the foreseeable future. Yeah, handcards coming up now for Valas as well. Let me take a look to see if anyone's got a university, because ballistics can make a big difference when trying to raid in this fashion. Valas doesn't really have a university yet, and taking a look at KingstoNe, he doesn't really have a university yet either. Both players are only on siege workshops, as you can see from the building indicators over here underneath the age, the current age. Beautiful. Fantastic pressure from Valas still though. 3 manas. The manas from KingstoNe, the defensive manas are completely out of position though. Yeah, he's coming forward. He's got 2 manas. One of these is forward, and the other one is... Where is the other one, actually? So he's got one over here, and the other one is up in the north. Somewhere. Oh, yeah, there we go. It's right here. But it might be coming in too little too late, as the TC is going down very soon. We'll still have 4 manas left for Valas to work with. And this is really bad for KingstoNe. What is he doing? Oh, he just took so much damage over there. It's really lucky that KingstoNe managed to get the mangonel past the rain of boulders over here just in time for it to survive, and he was able to get at the very least 1 mangonel down from Valas, but honestly that mangonel probably should have gone down. KingstoNe is forced into a defensive siege workshop over here. Forward, he's still trying to put pressure with the mangonel and the crossbows. It's unlikely he'll be able to do too much though. Meanwhile, Valas is going for a castle. Yeah, next to the TCs on the left hand side, and he's still putting a lot of pressure with 3 of these mangonels against the TC. If he's paying attention, he's going to react to KingstoNe's mangonel. But check this out once again. It was just very fortunate, and it is once again very fortunate that KingstoNe's actually able to get away with this. He's going right under the boulders, and he's not losing the mangonel, so it's going to be, in the end, I think a 2-for-2 trade. Now we still have 2 mangonels left over here. Valas can keep on trying to take the TC down, and it's so close to going down, but that mangonel's going down, so it's going to be only 1 left over here, and that shouldn't be too hard for KingstoNe to keep on repairing the TC again. So, we'll play it. Left hand side, pressure from KingstoNe is not particularly strong. So, Valas is going to be fine. Not just fine, but he's going out to the Imperial Age. While KingstoNe's got nowhere near enough resources to click out to the Imperial Age himself at all. Well defended for KingstoNe, yes. Absolutely. TC now on the way for KingstoNe. That's going to be for catching up. Once again, he's been playing catch up, and it's not good, of course. By the time he maybe matches Valas' village account, he's going to be under pressure from Imperial Age units, as Valas got Ghulams coming out now. Interesting. Yeah, he's going right after the crossbows, the mangonel. Good attack round over there. Not strong enough, unfortunately, for KingstoNe, though, so the mana is going down for sure, and crosses are going down. Well done. So we see Ghulams coming out for Valas. What else do we have for the Bull player? Well, once he gets to the Imperial Age, if he goes for chemistry, he'll get access to bombard cannons, which will be so strong as well, and it's kind of like... Golems are kind of like eagles in a sense, so this is the only situation in which you're going to see an eagle-like push alongside bombard cannons. It's got enough stone to go for yet another castle as well, so he could potentially go for one on the right hand side, and he's sending the villagers actually, and yeah, he's getting this. So it doesn't necessarily need to be bombard cannons. He can very easily go into trebuchets as well once the castle comes up, and it's coming up pretty quickly. So let's take a look. This is going to double his golem production potential as well, going up 2 from 1 castle. In KingstoNe, he's going for knights. Well, knights will work against golem. They are not going to work against pikemen, and Valas just finished researching the pikeman upgrade. He's going for a bunch of barracks right now. See, spots the stables. He's gonna start going for pikemen. Nice push. Just 2 crosses over here, getting some damage done. And here comes a trebuchet. KingstoNe! He just calls it right there. And Valas takes game number 3. This is his home map. So far, KingstoNe's home map's gone in his favor. Valas' home map's gone in his favor. We'll see who takes game number 4 next. First off, let's take a look at the achievements before hopping back out. And what do we get? We get a 5 to 4 kill ratio for Valas. For economy, we have a stronger economy for Valas as well, collecting close to 6,000, actually 5,300 extra resources, while for society, on the other hand, we have a higher villager max count for Valas, 116 to 113. And it was very close for both players, actually. Both went for about the same amount of villages, just the Valas lost a few less villages compared to KingstoNe, so 3 losses versus 6 losses. In any case, let's go back and wait for game number 4. Who takes game number 4? We are going to leave the predictions open. Same options. Option 1 is going to be Valas. Option 2 is KingstoNe. And we're going to leave this open for 5 minutes. I think that's fine, given the current map. Yeah, every time that I do that when I'm on a voice call with my friends playing some game online, they are like, dude, can't you go to the bathroom? Regardless though, welcome you guys to game number 4. Valas is playing with Khmer, we saw this. KingstoNe's got Byzantines to play with. So what is the deal with these civilizations? KingstoNe with Byzantines is going to have a very strong civilization to try and contest the center water. And because there's a lot of deep fish over here available, going for the center water is certainly going to be a worthy endeavor, right? Nice quick walls over here for KingstoNe. Well done. Hey, he's still open though. Mind out losing a villager over here. There is a spearman over there. Pretty good unit control from Valas. He's paying attention. So yeah, Byzantines are going to be great. They get 25% faster attacking fire line units. So fire galleys, fire ships, and fast fire ships are going to be so much stronger compared to standard fire line units. Is the first player to go for a dock over here, so he starts to take advantage of this. We're going to see a fishing ship come out very soon. He's going to try to take advantage of it, and eventually he's going to start going for fire galleys. While Valas, on the other hand, he's not... I don't really expect Valas to be going for water whatsoever. From the times that we have seen Khmer play over here, usually versus Huns, they do not try to go for water whatsoever. They just try to play full land. And I'm really sure it's not really worked out too well for the most part, you know? There's a village going down over there though. KingstoNe is going for a fire galley. This is very... I don't like this. He's going for a fire galley when he's got the scout forward and he knows there are no docks over here from Valas. So I would definitely prefer for him to just try and go for extra economy, especially as he's already taken a villager loss. He'll finally finish building the walls though. Yeah. And Valas on the other hand. Well, he's going for the walls on the left hand side. He's not connecting this yet, but he's got the villager at hand, so he's gonna connect to the edge of the map. Well, the walls are already up for KingstoNe. It's pretty good. The great thing about this is that because of the way that he's gone about it, he's got both these, yeah, woodlands to collect from. Plus, he's got some gold over here on the back as well, and some stone over here on the back. So he's securing a lot of extra resources. Valas not having any of that though. Hey, Mr. Fluffy Bunny, how are you doing? Hi, welcome. Predictions are still on for 1 minute and 45 seconds or so. Option 1 Valas, option 2 KingstoNe. You can use your channel points to participate in the prediction contest. Finally, the walls are coming out for Valas. Definitely would have preferred for him to try and connect the walls from wood line to wood line, so that he can also, over here, so that he can also secure this. But he's not gone for it though. Yeah, this is not going to be too secure. Then he's got the stone over there, and we have some gold in the back, I guess. But for the most part, it's going to be collecting from this gold. Will be the one to go up to the castle edge faster. Seems like Valas is going to be the answer. And KingstoNe's only now starting to go for fishing ships. He wanted to secure the lake first and then go for fishing ships. Honestly, I don't think he needed to. I was not really predicting Valas to make a play for water whatsoever. That means that Valas is able to go up to the castle edge significantly faster. We'll see what KingstoNe does. He should be able to go up pretty quickly himself as well, like pretty soon. But Valas is already on his way up. KingstoNe's probably going to be 15 to 20 seconds behind. Don't know how your throat's still sounding so good. It's not. I've had some issues already. Like my voice is kind of hoarse. But I've recognized my limits for today, and I've been just trying to stay below them. But it's fine. We'll make do. Yeah, it's unlikely that Valas will be able to do too much against the fires over here, so... Send the villagers forward instead. Interesting. We're gonna see a siege workshop come up. What is a head start, by the way? It's about 32 seconds or so, I think. Yeah, 31, 32 seconds faster to the castle age for Valas, actually. Yeah, it's actually 30, right? Yeah, like almost exactly 30 seconds faster. Good defense for KingstoNe. And so far, every home map that KingstoNe's gone for, which is so far one, he's been able to make work. Alright, good defense for KingstoNe. And in 20 seconds, he'll be in the castle edge himself. Meanwhile, Valas is going for Crossman. Barking Arrow and the Forest Siege Workshop, as well as the second and the third DCs. Interesting. Well, the Archer push usually doesn't really prevent you from going for extra villagers, you know, from playing for extra economy, but Siege on top of that? And Knights? How on earth is Valas ever going to be able to keep production and everything over here? I guess maybe the TCs are just going to be for defensive purposes, and he doesn't need to queue all 3 TCs at all times. But if he's the one putting pressure, he doesn't need the TCs for defenses. Well, usually shouldn't need it, right? So this is very interesting to see. He's barely able to keep production going, mind you. 1 Archer, 1 Knight queued up. The Magna's out over here. And KingstoNe, on the other hand, well, he doesn't really have any extra TCs or anything. Second game from KingstoNe was sick. I am still not sure how he managed to win from the earlier he was in the set. Yeah. Yeah. I completely agree. That was a pretty strong performance from KingstoNe. You know, this would be another huge upset if we didn't get Sebastian moving past. We didn't get Ganji moving past Dark. We didn't get Sebastian moving past Jordan. Now we have KingstoNe over here as a potential surprise player, so to say. So we'll see what we get. Nice knight. Should be able to get another villager over here. I'm not sure why Valas was not targeting the villager, but it's just gonna try. Yeah, it's just gonna try to breach through over here, but it's not possible. KingstoNe had villagers already. He was collecting wood from this area, so he should have been able to get this up, no problem. Can he get the villagers down though? The mountains are trying to target each other. So far, they've been trading HP. But that was a good shot from Valas, taking the mantle down right away. Meanwhile, KingstoNe is forced into another layer of houses. Well done. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Fantastic. On the left-hand side, there's a counter push coming out from KingstoNe. He prompted a defensive siege workshop from Valas, who's going for scorpions right now. And at this point in time, Valas has managed to keep up with military for the most part while still getting a hidden villager count. And yeah, now KingstoNe's actually, that's the third DC, right? He's got the second one down over here. And yeah, KingstoNe's still playing defensive for the most part. We have 3 manas over here for Valas. Not too much to defend the manas with though. Let's see. Oh, nice prediction. As we see the conversions coming up over here, and the Mangala trying to get on the crosses over there. One monk goes down, but the conversion comes through, and the other monk cannot connect the conversion, but ends up forcing the deletion from Valas. So now the one knight left over here is probably going to go down, though, I think. We are probably going to see an attack run coming out from Valas's Mangonels over here. He would end up taking his own Mangonel down. This is a mistake. Valas needed to take the Mangonel down over here. He needed to sacrifice his own Mangonel in order to get the knight down over here, because now that the knight has closed the gap, there is nothing that he can do to prevent the losses over here, and the Mangonel is going to end up... Yeah, okay, so this is something, right? He does end up sacrificing a villager to get the knight down, but that's because KingstoNe was not paying attention. Otherwise, he would have gone after the Mangonel, and then he would have gone after the villager, and he would have gotten everything with a single knight. A converted knight at it as well. A hero knight. The champion knight. Extra dock on the way for KingstoNe so that he can start dropping resources on the left hand side once the center food runs out, of course, and then he could potentially go for 1 forward, but honestly the left hand side I think is going to be enough. So it's been a pretty good defense. KingstoNe's been able to keep up for the most part. He is still behind in villager count, and I imagine the worker the gather economy time is significantly higher for Valas right now, given how many extra villagers he's had for a pretty long time, right? So he's got over 1 hour, an hour and 5 minutes of extra gather economy time compared to KingstoNe. But it's not too bad. Definitely could have been a much stronger villager lead for Valas at this point in time. If you take a look at the idle TC time, it's certainly going to agree. 4 TC on the way for KingstoNe, 4 TC on the way for Valas. Seems like we are going to make a switch into the later stages of the game over here. It seems like we're going to have both players go out to the Imperial Age pretty soon. Here we go. And the game stabilizes. Valas will be the first player to click up to the Imperial Age by quite a bit. KingstoNe simply doesn't have the resources to go for it. However, because of the 33% discount the Byzantines get, it shouldn't really take too much longer for him to scrap enough together to click up to the Imperial Age himself, and both players will be on their way. Yeah, he's using the market right now. He needs to go up because he probably realized by the score dropping from Valas that it's time for him to go up. 4TC still on the way though for Valas. 4 archer range is coming up. There we go. Wait. What happened to the Imperial Age? He re-queued it? It was about the same uptime for both players. I think he might have changed the TC. What the hell happened? Where's the Imperial Age coming from? The center TC? I am not really sure. It was about the same time for both players, and then KingstoNe fell behind all of a sudden. I have no idea what happened over there. Oh yeah, boy. Finally having some tea. Nice. Poor castle for Valas. KingstoNe's starting to collect stone pretty heavily. He's a 9 stone miners, but it's gonna take some time for him to get enough, so Valas is still in a much better position. Once he gets the castle up over here, he'll be the only player with access to trebuchets for quite a while. Which means he can go after the archer ranges, but he can also go after the TCs. And right now, basically the only defense that we have for KingstoNe, beyond military units of course, in terms of stone fortifications, is just TCs, which aren't even fortifications, but yeah, if those go down, villages are completely exposed. It's not going for Trips though. Oh, there we go. He had the resources. Here we are. Arbalister and chemistry is coming up, shedding some light on what KingstoNe's going to make a play for. Meanwhile, Valas on the other hand is going for elite skirmishers over here. Now Khmer, their skirmishers going to be good, but yeah, KingstoNe is going to have pretty darn strong arbalisters himself. Plus, he could potentially make a play for skirmishers, and he would have cheaper skirmishers over here. Better upgrades as well. Where are the skirmishers from Valas? Doesn't really have a skirmisher right now. Just prepping up to go for it. He's trying to go for the water economy. I mean, he's not going to try to go for fishing ships himself. He's going to try to go after the fishing ships, the current fishing ships from KingstoNe. And I don't know about that. It seems like a lot of resources over here being invested in something that honestly is not really going to get him too much. Most of the deep fish are already depleted from KingstoNe. I think there's only this one left. Yep, that's the only deep fish left with only about 70. So even if he was able to get all the fishing ships down over here, that would be a very, very strong investment over here for not much. Well, ball players are going for water over here. There is a possibility though of going for cannon galleons, so I understand if both players want to contest the center over here, especially because we have castles over here. But it seems to me like trebuchets should still be extremely threatening anyway. Beyond cannon galleon, I really don't see a use for this water whatsoever. Yeah, like even the fishing ships. I wouldn't be surprised to see KingstoNe potentially delete those. Stonewall is coming out to the edge of the map for KingstoNe. Is going to try to secure the entire side of the map he's playing on right now. We'll see if he gets away with it. Does Cannon Gallon have more mobility? I guess so, but nobody's really going for them though. Well, I mean, Valas is only going for chemistry right now, and KingstoNe already has chemistry, but he's not going for it. Obviously, though, KingstoNe is the one with current water control, so he doesn't. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Cannon Gallon are coming out. This is about the only thing that makes sense for even giving any importance to water at this stage. They had this comment their way, by the way, by going for the castle so close to the water. Yeah. Cannon Gallon coming out now for KingstoNe. Should be able to take care of the trebuchets over here. He's going after them right away. Yes, sir. One more shot. And bam! Ah, that was so close. Beautiful still, though. He doesn't end up pushing all the trebuchets away. There we go. He's going with the trebuchets over the right hand side. He can still try and target the castle, I guess. That'd be kind of rough though. Well, he's got a good amount of arbalesters. We see Capram coming in right now for Valas. He's got Plate Brother Armor and Hazard coming in. And there is a very, very interesting kind of smudge of blue down the south over here. It seems like Valas was able to get away with a sneaky villager over here. It's gonna start pumping some stables, which means Hazard coming in from behind enemy lines. And KingstoNe's not going to be expecting that whatsoever, so he might end up taking a lot of losses. Actually, a lot of his economy is completely exposed over here. Why they do crop rotation? For points? I'm not really sure how many farms KingstoNe's got actually. Well, KingstoNe's got a decent amount of farms, to be fair. Yeah. It's fine. Valas gets pushed away from here. Valas is going for masonry. He's going for forging, crop rotation himself as well. Let me take a look. Yeah, it's fine. It's a good amount of farms. It's okay. But this is what I'm mostly interested in. Here comes the Hazard. He's got 3 stables already up and he's going for 3 more and he's just pumping it straight into KingstoNe's base. The Arbalesters, Skirmishers, and Hazard over here. This castle, honestly, I was not really seeing this castle coming up at all, but he's not really targeting the units too much. So it seems like the castle's coming up regardless, and that's going to buy KingstoNe so much protection on the left-hand side. It's ridiculous. Fantastic. There you are. Yeah. Can start cleaning this up. KingstoNe's in a higher population currently compared to Valas. Manages to get a DC down, and Valas managed to get to fast fire ship. He's got 2 docks over here, and KingstoNe, well, he's going for fast fire ship right now. Once again, it shouldn't really be possible for Valas to get water control over here, or at the very least to contest the water control from KingstoNe because of the way that KingstoNe's units attack faster, 25% faster. So once he gets heavy, or actually fast fire ships, sorry. And honestly, even now, even with standard fire ships against fast fire ships, Byzantines are going to be pretty tough. Doesn't now get the Cannon Gallon down though, so that's good. And KingstoNe on the other hand is going just for bombard cannons. Very good defense for KingstoNe. He ends up kind of neutralizing the stables over here. Good defense though, still. Yeah, the Trishis are going down. Valas is struggling to keep up with everything that's taking place right now. He's going for Hazar. Arbalesters Architecture. Pikeman upgrade as well. Blast Furnace is just going for everything. Meanwhile, Combi, actually KingstoNe, sorry, has done a really good job defending himself. He's going to end up cleaning all this up. And the one thing that I'm slightly concerned about for the red player though is access to gold after he runs out of the golds that he's got secured by the walls. We take a look at the amount of gold that's available around the map still. We have 5 golds, so 3 are going to be on KingstoNe's side of the map, so to say. On the right hand side, it's got 2 tiles over here worth about 800. Meanwhile, this one is going to be worth about 900, so that's going to be about 1700. Meanwhile, for these 3 tiles, that's going to be 800 as well, so that's going to be a total of 2500 or so. Meanwhile, up in the north, we have 1 tile only for Valas at 255 and about 1700 over here, so it's going to be about 1900 for Valas left. And it's looking a little bit better for KingstoNe, mind you. But yeah, Valas has already kind of steered clear of any gold units, and for the most part, it's been going for just Hazar. So it's very interesting. Careening coming out for Valas. He keeps on trying to go for water control. KingstoNe's kind of starting to fall behind. Oh, right. It was 1k9, not 2k9. Never mind. There we are. Yeah, and KingstoNe's Byzantines as well. So we'll see if Valas can clutch it up over here. In later stages, when it comes down to trash units, we're going to see both players go for Hazar, with the difference being that Khmer get Bloodlines and Byzantines don't, and Khmer get Blast Furnace and Byzantines don't, so the Hazar from Valas are going to be significantly stronger. KingstoNe, on the other hand, is going to have cheaper Halberdier and Skirmishers, but I'm not really sure that's going to make too much of a play over here. I think maybe countering the Hazar with Halberdier is going to be good for KingstoNe to play defensively, but I don't see him making an offensive play with Halberdier. I'm gonna go into, actually, Mubarak kind of going down, sorry. Here from KingstoNe, he started to struggle a little bit. Both players are actually at about the same population though, so maybe the struggle is both ways. This castle's going down. Yes, sir! Very, very soon. There we go. Absolutely fantastic. Here we are. You count the camels. In the end, he doesn't end up losing the castle, but he will end up taking the Trishis down over here. Both things will be pretty, yeah, expensive for players to lose, but KingstoNe calls the GG. Just as he starts taking the trebuchets down over here, that was about to be about 1200 resources down the drain with 3 trebuchets going down. He still had water control, but he had access to no gold anymore, while Val still had some. I think KingstoNe could have kept on trying, for sure. I think he was on the back foot, but I don't think this was necessarily game over. Regardless, so he calls a GG over here, and this actually breaks the pattern. It's going to be the first game, the first home map that we see KingstoNe lose in this series. Of course, just the second one, so it's not like it was a very strong pattern, but this puts Valas in a very good spot because now KingstoNe's going to have just one home map left, and then the remaining 2 games, assuming that KingstoNe wins game number 5, are going to take place on Valas' home map, so that's going to put KingstoNe in a pretty precarious position. For the achievements then, we see for military, a very nice KD for Valas, getting close to 6 to 5 KD ratio, as well as a much stronger economy with 13,000 extra resources. A lot of extra villages towards the end of the game as well, and he definitely was looking much stronger. But yeah, KingstoNe, well, I think he could have kept on trying, decides to bail. There we go, predictions are open for 2 minutes. Let's change the colors once again. And what do we get for game number 1? Well, we have the stable coming up already for KingstoNe. On the left-hand side, Val's got a stable coming up himself. What do we get for this one? Civilizations will be magics and hunts as already established. With the stable up already for both players, it's just going to be a scout push from both. We are just 1 minute into the game. And yeah, it's very similar to what we saw in some of the other maps before as well. The fact that hunts are going to save resources by not having to build houses means that they are usually going to be the first, if not the only, to go for water. So KingstoNe's already sending a villager on the back over here to try and get the dock up. Meanwhile, Valas is sending a scout over. Yeah, and KingstoNe realized the scout was trying to fish for the villager, perhaps, but he got the quick walls up over here, so the dock is coming up for sure. Meanwhile, KingstoNe was trying to fish for a village over here on the back of Valas' base as well, but he cannot find anything. There we go. Beautiful. Up in the north. Yeah. Scouts getting pushed away by villagers over here. With the second scout, it's going to be a little bit harder for villagers to fight on their own, though. They're trying to go for... what? Second stable? Archer range? Yeah, this is not good. Scouts are here, though, from KingstoNe, so he'll end up pushing the scouts away. Valas is bringing extra scouts himself. He's got a higher HP pool compared to KingstoNe. The game is kind of stable. That's a very good unit control from Valas, though. Absolutely fantastic. There you go. Yeah, 4 scouts coming over right now. Meanwhile, we have 3 scouts from KingstoNe to defend themselves, with one of those is very low HP. Valas is going to take the fight over here, take the spearman down, and damn, that was not even close. What happened to the spearman? It did not land a single hit over there. The scouts over here are completely unaffected by the spearman over there. Plus, yeah, he does end up chunking a bunch of HP off a second scout from KingstoNe, so this is really good. Valas, by not having to go for forging, simply by virtue of his civilization getting the attack upgrades, the melee attack upgrades from the blacksmith for free, saves a bunch of resources. Now, that was really bad, though. He does end up losing one of the scouts, but he gets the spearman down. That's going to be 2 scouts down for Valas. That is not good. But yeah, in any case, the great thing about Valas is that he's going to be able to utilize those resources to go for extra units instead. Meanwhile, KingstoNe had to actually pay for forging. And he's going for Bloodlines right now, as well as Scale Bar than Armor. Meanwhile, Valas, on the other hand, he's got Scale Bar than Armor. He's had it for a while already. But he does not have Bloodlines, so he's going for it right now. And very soon, he's going to be completely matched for upgrades against KingstoNe. Of course, the military count was a little bit higher for KingstoNe over here. We'll see who ends up getting the engagement over here. I think it's going in favor of KingstoNe. He's got Bloodlines over here, and I think Valas did not realize in time, so now he's going to bail. But he already took a few losses over here. Mind you, though, he was still able to get 2 of the scouts down from KingstoNe, so it's not bad. He gets pushed away. He's got to wait until he gets Bloodlines before he can turn around and take the engagement over here. But that was not the worst engagement he could have gotten. And KingstoNe, well, he's paying attention, so he's going to bail. The moment he realizes about the reinforcements from Valas. Well done. Yes, it's going back. About 8 scouts. 8 scouts over here for KingstoNe as well. Unit control is absolutely instrumental in a situation like this. We see 2 extra scouts coming over from Valas, though. KingstoNe starting to fall behind over here, so he's going to bail. But the engagement was already favorable for Valas. Plus, he's got triple stable production. Unbelievable. If we take a look at KingstoNe, on the other hand, he's on double stable. He's going for the 3rd stable right now, but if Valas can't keep production of all 3 stables, this could be really good. He might end up just suppressing KingstoNe before he gets to a decent amount, or before he gets to a comparable amount of scouts. Let's check. Here we are. A little bit of a hail over here, though, for KingstoNe to try and take advantage of. So Valas is going to be very mindful of it, and he's going to bail the moment he realizes KingstoNe's taking advantage of it, but he's going to take the engagement right now. He's bringing a few extra scouts. And now KingstoNe's bringing extra scouts as well, but the reinforcements are so much better for Valas, and he will end up cleaning this up. What is going on? He should have been able to clean this up. Actually, he does have a lot of extra units. Let's go back towards the reinforcements over here. I think he probably didn't really assess the engagement too well over there. Yeah, if he takes the engagement, he should be able to get a much better trade over here. Once again, same upgrades, so pound per pound, the scouts are the same. So numbers over here are going to be the name of the game. Numbers are looking much better for Valas. He's got 11 scouts over here still left. Meanwhile, even with the reinforcement scout coming over, we're going to have only 4 scouts over here for KingstoNe, so he gets cleaned up. And Valas bails from here because of the villagers. KingstoNe pulled the villagers away from resources in order to get a better engagement over there, and actually worked. Still, Valas retains a much higher military count, though, so if he can take on the spearman over here, that's going to be really good for him. Plus the second tower that's coming up over here. Should be really good. Yeah. And Valas is finally cleaning the units up, so now we have only 3 scouts left for KingstoNe. Valas is bringing the scouts over to try and take the tower down over here. He's gotta be careful. Obviously, the tower, if he targets the scouts over here, is going to allow KingstoNe to get a better trade, but it's not going to be strong enough. And guys, KingstoNe calls it GG as Valas clutches it up in game number 5. He gets the series, classifies for Red Bull Wololo Legacy, or qualifies into the main event, and KingstoNe, well, he gets knocked out in the decider set. Well played. Let's go through the achievements really quickly, as we are most likely going to get an interview in a moment. About 43k duration, not quite, but very close from Valas. A stronger economy, collecting about 800 extra resources as well, despite the fact that KingstoNe was actually collecting food from the water, right? In the end, the work account's going to be about the same for both players, and yeah, eventually, Valas made a play for water himself as well, so I guess this was not quite as strong for KingstoNe anymore. And then up in the north, he was trying to go for yet more water economy, but he was never really able to get the extra dock up. So well played. Alright, I'm gonna have to call it the night on the stream. Gonna head out. It's been good seeing you in action again. Well, thank you so much, Wonderbird. It's been good seeing you again. And I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for stopping by. Guys, I'm just going to jump into the voice chat and we'll wait for the interview.
Hello, Valas?
Hello.
Hello. I hear you smiling. So, obviously the biggest win of your career. So many eyes on you, massive amount of viewers, and you will make it to Heidelberg. How do you feel? How important was the set to you?
Of course, very important. Like, it's my by far biggest victory. I've been playing for so long that feels good to win something finally.
Nice, nice. Maybe give us a bit of your background in the sense, like, how long have you been playing, and how did your preparation look like, let's say, the last month for this tournament?
So I've been playing since 2015, so 7 years. I started preparing like at the start of August. I was mainly playing ladder for the rating at first, but then I practiced some private as well.
Okay. With whom did you practice privately? The Finns is what we would assume?
No, like VSA is already in, and I didn't know if Max is gonna play. So I played with Bars and Ganshi mostly.
Okay. Well, showed for all 3 of you. Really nice stuff. And now you went into the finals against... Oh, first of all, last week you played against Daniel, and he had a crazy performance, winning 4-0. What did that make with you?
Like, I was disappointed, but he played so well. Like, I don't think if I played my best, I don't think I would have won that day.
Okay, sick. And then going into this one, now you faced Kingston, potentially not the opponent you expected in the finals. How confident were you going into the set?
Well, I knew I was the favorite, and the first game kind of gave out that I'm probably the better player here, so it was giving me a lot of confidence.
Okay. But then confidence a bit cracked in game 2, where you had humans, probably a civilization that we consider really strong and enclosed. And he got a W playing Berbers.
I don't know about that. I'm not sure how far I was ahead, or was I even ahead?
You were slightly ahead, but then your push towards Imp obviously didn't do that much, and he could get 2 Camel Archers.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to kill on that map unless you have a position forward.
Yeah. And then you played Outcrop with Hindustanis against his Chinese, and you both kind of went for the same approach, going for crossbow, and you found those villagers outside, putting you in a great spot. What was going through your head? Like, is it more like, okay, how do I finish the game? Or is it more like, how do I safely continue from here?
Just safely, like I was booming to Gulams basically. I didn't really have to do anything else.
And then Frigid Lake. We are going into Khmer Byzantine, pretty late game. What is the ideal army composition that both of you could have gone for? We were scratching our heads a bit, going like more hussars, mainly skirm. You used your traps beautifully. What do you think he could have gone for as an army comp as Byzantines?
I think we both did the right units. Yeah. I'm not sure what could go differently there.
Okay. Well, it is a tough matchup there for sure. And he went for similar units and you just broke him. Nice rates there, working pretty sweet. And well, in the end, you are going through to Heidelberg and playing $200,000 tournament. Now the question, what are your ambitions in the tournament?
Well, I'd say like move on from the group stage to top 8 maybe. But
Okay.
this is already like a big achievement for me.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, pretty happy for you, Valas. And you're back, right? Qualifying in the 4th one, missing out on the 5th one, and now back with the biggest edition yet. Wish you all the luck and happy to meet you in person. And see you there. Congrats.